Hi, and welcome to Game Plan with Marcus Hersh. I am Marcus Hersh from the Daily Racing Forum. Game Plan is a product that we put out digitally nearly every day. It offers a handy thumbnail of racing across North America, as well as weekend and holiday stakes picks grids and playbook, which is an effort from handicappers for the racing forum to pick out certain horses you might want to play. And that is the focus of this segment. And Saturday, one of the focuses of North American racing is Monmouth Park, where the multi-stakes card includes the United Nations. And so I took a little dig into that program. I have two horses I'm interested in playing there. First one comes up in race 4. This is a first level allowance, 5.5 furlong turf sprint. The horse that I chose here is number 2, Powell, listed at 4-1 on the morning line, which I think might be reasonable. You got a Jason Service horse with big buyer speed figures coming back. That's probably going to be the favorite, Jorge Navarro, who obviously gets a lot of play at Monmouth. Has 2 horses entered, and I think the one, Never Have I Ever, who's listed at 9-2, could be shorter than that, all leading to a potentially value price on Powell, the horse that I think could win this race. This is a horse that I saw run once at Fairgrounds, a meet I covered. He has since gone on to better things, although he was even showing some hints of being decent then. This will only be his second turf start. His first one came at the Euro-style Kentucky Downs, which always has full fields for their super rich races, $134,000 maiden. He was second of 12 there, and that was at a 6.5 furlong distance that is looking like it's farther than his best. In fact, he's cutting back here to 5.5 off of 2 6-furlong races, and also dropping from stakes competition, which I don't know will be entirely reflected in his odds. I do think this will be an easier spot for him. The Tom Ridge at Presque Isle last time, the winter exploration just went to the front, set a strong pace, and never came back. This horse chased and chased while losing a lot of ground. He was definitely 4 wide around the entire turn, just flattened out a bit late. That was after a very solid second place finish over the Tapeta Footings surface at Woodbine in a 6-figure stakes race there. My hope is that with other pace in the race, the rating tactics that were displayed last time, and also, I think importantly, in his only turf race, he might settle a bit better on turf than on dirt or on synthetics, will be employed here. He raced May 20th, went back to trainer Mike Stidham's base at Fair Hill and posted 2 subsequent workouts. I think that he can get a good trip. I think he's dropping in class, and I'm hoping that he might even be better on turf than on Tapeta. Paging forward to race 9. The horse in question here is Rumors of Violence, who is trained by the famous Michael Dickinson, who is, after a somewhat quiet 2018, with his limited stable having a very good 2019, 6 wins from 13 starters. He trains all his horses. Well, he is the developer of the aforementioned Tapeta Footings and trains at Tapeta Farm. Trains his horses all off his training tracks there and ships them out to various venues. Rumors of Violence, obviously, is just such a horse. He's 6-1 on the line. Again, I think that's a reasonable price. I think that he could be at least 6-1. I try not to pick horses that I think the lines are off, and they're to me they're going to be much lower than that. That does happen, especially in today's era where there's so much smart money left in the game and not a lot of weekend money that's less informed, as used to be the case even a few years ago. But Rumors of Violence doesn't have a huge amount of obvious recommendation, but I think there are reasons to believe he could perform better in this race than he has in any of his previous 3. And he did debut on turf, and I'm guessing that turf is what he's going to want based on his pedigree, a lot of grass, and the female families by Violence, whose horses often, they're pretty versatile, but often prefer turf. But the thing is, his only turf race to date last October came over a very, very testing, wet Laurel turf course that a lot of horses weren't handling. You can see if you look at his running line, he never got involved. I don't think that he handled the ground at all. And just now is getting back to grass. He ran interestingly, in December, up at Woodbine, maybe there was another horse that ticket didn't ship there. I'm not sure, but he doesn't send too many horses there. I wouldn't expect him to send a maiden there. But in that race, I mean, this horse had basically no chance as he raced near the back of a field through a completely false-paced race, 26-second opening quarter, 50 and 4 for the half. I can't imagine he had any chance to make up ground there. Returned, was entered for turf at Pimlico in May, rained onto a sloppy track, and the performance he delivered in that race, finishing second, granted a four-horse field, but it showed me that he had a decent winter, has progressed into this year, and now that he's getting on the right surface, can maybe run the race of his life, hopefully at a fair price. Best of luck to you this weekend in whatever wager you choose.